Chapter 5. Dirt. Kelsey raised her head and carefully smoothed the page of the diary. That's when everything changed, with the girl. Kelsey remembered the news report about that sick, and it seemed, crazy girl. She leaned against the wall of junk. Who would have guessed it was the beginning of the end? But looking back she could see it now. She let out a long, slow sigh and picked at the dirty, brown hair clumped over her shoulder. When was the last time she'd washed it? It was hard to remember what clean hair felt like. Did it even matter anymore? She rubbed her rough hand over a grimy cheek. She'd always been so strict about her facial regimes. Now she was fortunate to find enough water to wash off the worst of the dirt. Kelsey shot a glance downtown. The last time she tried showering had been a horrifying disaster. After the electric was out, most showers no longer worked. She tried a few of the empty houses she came across with no success. She needed a place with a generator. Picking out the city building closest to her, she started the 5-block trek. 5 blocks hadn't been much before, but it was crazy long now. One never knew what was around the corner, let alone blocks away, but Kelsey was filthy and determined. She'd reached the building fine and scanned the outside before going in. It looked safe, and when she pulled on the door, sighed in relief to find it open. Kelsey crept the darkened hallways looking for an employee area. She stopped and listened for any noise before entering a new place. Finally, ending in the basement, where she found what she was looking for, a working shower. Fluffy white towels were even laid out on a shelf beside it. She stripped off her dirt-encrusted clothing, laying out a new set to put on when she was clean. Kelsey pulled a bottle of shampoo and a bottle of conditioner she had taken from the trash piles. They each had just enough to get the job done. Kelsey still remembered the brisk feel of the water as it hit her skin, the soft lather of the shampoo as she kneaded it into her hair, and the silkiness of the soap as it slid down her skin. Oh, to feel that again. Finished and dressed, Kelsey stood in front of a mirror as she combed her hair when she heard it. The slap of shoes on the cement floor. A sliver of fear ran through her, and she froze before scanning the area. There was nowhere to hide other than the shower stall, and her telltale watery footprints said everything. Kelsey grabbed her pack to make a run for it, but it was too late. A gun came through the door first, and then a man. He swung the weapon her way and held it on her as he put his back to the block wall. Well, what do we have here? Kelsey eyed him but didn't say a word. When he demanded her name, she told him but clammed up again. It was only when he lowered his gun, Kelsey could begin to think. The man wasn't all that tall and was a bit on the tubby side, she may be able to outrun him. Her heart sank as she scanned the distance from him to the door. He was closer to it than she was. We have a group, he said, we can take care of you if you are alone. Are you by yourself? The question felt like a trap, so she lied. No, my dad's with me. The man's eyes flew to the door. Oh, yeah. Where's he at? Just waiting. I better go. The gun came back up. Your dad can be part of our group too, though we have a lot of men. Ladies on the other hand. The way his voice trailed off and the look he gave her made her feel sick. Kelsey took a step toward the door. Let me go. I want to go to my dad. Sure, we'll do that. Tell me where he is. Kelsey's mind worked in overdrive as she tried to think of a way out of this room. She used a tactic she'd seen in an old movie. Oh look, your shoe's untied. The man looked down. Kelsey raced toward him, knocking him against the block wall. His gun clattered to the floor, but Kelsey didn't wait to see what happened. Flying down the hallway, her new tennis shoes squeaked against the tiled floor. Up a flight of stairs and out the front door. Someone stood there, but shocked by her sudden appearance didn't move until she was out of sight. Kelsey had zigzagged through the neighborhood, in and out of backyards and alley until she was sure she had lost them. After finding a secure house, she had locked every door, drawn every blind and laid panting on the couch. She would never try that again. Dirty was bad, but it wasn't bad enough for that. Kelsey twirled a strand of her long hair around her finger and shuddered. Since then she'd often heard screams coming from the building. She'd almost paid a terrible price for clean hair. Her dull eyes scanned the eerie, empty street. Eerie was bad, but she'd found worse. Kelsey was used to the lack of company now. Her laughing, chatting friends were all gone as far as she knew. Nothing is the same anymore. She wasn't the same clean, happy girl she once was, but it lifted her spirits to visit the way things were even for a little while. She should stop reading, right here, right now. You know what's coming. What will come for the girl in the diary, for me, for everyone? What still comes? Death. Kelsey scrubbed the tears from her eyes and glanced at the diary, once then twice. She couldn't stop. The bit of imagined normalcy pulled her back in. Her reluctant fingers toyed with the diary, then inched the page over and she began to read.